As I'll ever be.
Ready?
Yeah, where am I looking? At the end.
At the end.
Whew.
You have actually got to do it though if you're going to talk about it. Okay, does it? No, it doesn't stop. Good morning and welcome to episode 28 of the Blue Fern Yarn Podcast. My name is Shannon and
my name's Amanda.
We're coming to you from Norwich in Norfolk in the UK. Today is Wednesday the 5th of January and this is the first episode of 2022, which is pretty exciting. Any of you who've watched a previous episode with me and my mum, we go off on tangents and I have to keep nudging her to prompt her to say what she needs to say. So we'll see how it goes. Where can you find us? I am Blue Fern Yarns on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and obviously on YouTube. And also I have my own website, which is bluefernyarns.co.uk, where you can find my hand-dyed yarns, hire knitting needles, crochet hooks and notions, other handmade notions, handmade project bags by my lovely mum, and some patterns that we've both written. And you?
I'm Miss Mantaloo on Instagram and Ravelry. That's about it, really. I don't have any other. I don't use TikTok or Facebook or anything like that, so it's just Instagram and Ravelry.
Okay, cool. So we've got quite a bit to share with you today. I am basically going to go through all the admin-y stuff because there's quite a bit to go through. So on my previous episode, I announced a winner from episode 26. So that doesn't make sense, does it? Episode 26, I was doing a giveaway and all I had asked you guys to do was put a comment on under the post about your favourite thing about winter, the darker nights and things like that. And what you were going to win is a project bag, which is this lovely project bag. And I'm really sorry, it's been sat in a box and it's a little bit creased, but it will...
We'll give it a press before it goes out.
She will give it a press before it goes out because I don't iron. Anyway, you also got a lovely skein of hand-dyed yarn, which is in the Snow is Falling colourway. Hopefully that will flip round so you can actually read it. If not, I will pop it in the screen as well. But yeah, so you've just got all these gorgeous, lovely speckles all the way through it. And the winner was a lady called Sylvia
McFadden.
No, I don't think. McCormack. I will write that on the screen just in case as well. Pretty sure it's Sylvia McCormack.
Okay.
Anyway, and unfortunately she hasn't been in touch and we've left it for a while. And I think it's been about 3 weeks since my last podcast. And I know it's been quite a busy period and things like that, but I don't want to hold on to this too much longer. I would like to give it away. So we have picked another winner. And Mum, do you want to say who the winner was?
It was Elaine Pole-Evans.
And what was her comment?
I can't remember what it was exactly, but it was kind of like being able to cosy up inside, but also going for long walks on the beach when there's nobody else around.
And wearing all your hand knits.
And wearing all your hand knits, yeah.
Which was just such a lovely thing. So Elaine, congratulations, you are the winner of this little set just here, and there's going to be a couple of extra little goodies in there as well. If you could get in touch with me via Instagram, I also mentioned I've got an email address which is bluefernyarns@gmail.com if you want to get in touch through there. Instagram, please don't use Facebook because I don't always get the messages until a few days later. I think I've mentioned that before on my podcast. I don't know why, I just don't. But yeah, get in touch any of the ways, or Ravelry is another good one. But yeah, if you get in touch, we'll pop this in the post to you. So, well done. The other admin-y stuff that I would like to talk about is the continuous mal make-along that I run through both Instagram and Ravelry. And I did write the name down, that's fine. I was thinking, oh, I didn't write the name down, but I did. So there were a few entries, and it is just on Ravelry, there is a thread for all finished objects. And on Instagram, you use a hashtag, which is Blue Fern Yarns FOs. I draw prizes quarterly, and yeah, that's basically it. So what are the rules? So you've got to use 50% or more of the Blue Fern Yarns yarn. And it can be knitting, it could be crochet, it could be weaving, it could be any yarn.
Macrame.
Macrame. I'm trying to think if there's anything else now. Any yarn craft. I don't know what they are. Any yarn craft that you would like to use where you use my own hand-dyed yarn. And yeah, all you've got to do is pop a post in Ravelry or use the hashtag on Instagram. You can enter more than one item per quarter. You can enter on both Ravelry and Instagram to get possible 2 entries into the draw. And yeah, that's basically it. So because December has ended, that's obviously the end of the quarter. I have picked a winner. A few people have asked me how I do it. So I basically write down who's won. I assign everyone a number, and then I go on the internet and find a random number generator. That's the right order, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Random number generator, and that picks the winner. That picks the name, because I just couldn't sit there and pick between them. There's just so many lovely things in there at the moment. And the winner is Elaine Bryan. So congratulations, Elaine. If you could get in touch, that would be great.
2 Elaines.
Oh yeah, it is 2 Elaines. Did not even register that earlier. It's an Elaine podcast today, apparently. So yes, Elaine Bryan, well done. If you can get in touch, you can pick a skein of yarn from my website, anywhere, any of the skeins that I've already got hand dyed ready to ship. If you want something a little bit special, just get in touch and we can have a discussion about that one. But yes, congratulations and thank you for taking part. I'm going to talk about my Whitmoor, which I'm wearing. So this is my Whitmoor. I'm just going to stand up just so you can see it a little bit better. Hopefully the light's not too bad in here. It is a long sleeve one. Stop playing with the strand.
I was pulling the hair off.
Okay. So I will explain the strand in a minute, just in case that confuses anyone. But yes, this is my Whitmoor and my Whitmoor jumper. So I have previously knit cardigan for myself, a Whitmoor cardigan for myself, a Whitmoor cardigan for my nan, which I'm just making a little bit longer at the moment, and now my Whitmoor jumper. And honestly, this pattern is amazing. I love the Whitmoor. It's not really a collection if it's only 2, is it? Is it still a collection if it's only 2?
It's a group.
Okay.
A group is anything more than one. And a group
Whitmoor
is
group.
a kind of collection, isn't it?
Collection. Whatever you want to call it. I'm going to go with collection because, you know, why not? So, yeah, all the Whitmoor patterns, all 2 of them, are amazing. I love them. I think they fit really, really well. Yes, this one's super smooth. I love it. So this is knit in my new yarn base. So I don't know whether we'll be able to show you too much of what it looks like. So it is 50% superwash merino and 50% silk. So it's my shimmer DK base, which is new to the shop this year. And if you pop over to the dyed to order section, you can pop in an order of any colour that you would like. And yeah, it's so, oh, I love it. It's just so nice. I feel like I'm being hugged.
What colour is it?
Lovely. So the colourway is Ivy, and it is one of my Christmas colourways that I dyed up for last year. I can say last year now. And yeah, I just absolutely love it. And I'm going to talk about the strand. So, no I'm not, I can't get it. Thank you. So there is one strand I have not sewn in. This one. Hopefully you can see that. The only reason I've left that one out is because I've got another hair. So yes, the only reason I've left that one out and not sewn it in yet is because that identifies that is the back of the sweater for me. I am going to sew that in once I've got a tag that I've actually sewn onto it to go on the back, so then I know which is the back and which is the front. I suppose it doesn't matter because there isn't, with this pattern, there isn't any shaping around the back or anything, which doesn't bother me. I know some people don't like that, but it didn't bother me at all. I just love this. I'm going to make it in so many colours and I cannot wait.
Maybe one.
I'm going to make myself another one first. We'll see. So apparently I might be making one for Mum as well. You've got to pick a colour yet?
I've got my colour, haven't I?
Oh, the burnish?
Yeah.
You've got to bring it back. You can take it first though. Anyway, apparently I'm making another one. What, a jumper or a cardigan?
Jumper.
Good, because I don't want to do the cardigan again. With a jumper you just go round and round, with a cardigan you go back and forth.
It's only because I just don't know when I get around to doing it.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll make you one. You might have to wait until December to actually get it. Add that to the plans of things to make. Okay. Yeah, do you want to talk about what you're wearing?
So this is, I might not be able to get it back on again if I take it off.
Just go down the neck. You can put it back on again.
Oh, it's cold.
And put it on again.
So this is
Simple fade shawl.
the Simple Fade shawl, designed by Shannon, and it's one that I test knit for her.
Test and sample. So, yep, cool.
And Shannon picked the colours.
Do you remember the colour names or who they were from?
The majority were from Norwich.
Yeah, so they were from Nora George's 2020 Advent. Not all of them, the majority of them. So I think it was these ones were. So from the green here.
And then there was one of yours, wasn't there?
Yeah, I think that was this one.
And then I think the rest were Castle View.
Yeah, so these two here were Castle View. So it's a pattern that I've got on my website. And it's just a beginner-friendly shawl pattern. It's got like an asymmetrical triangle sort of...
I can't hold it up that way. There we go.
Yeah. Asymmetrical triangle sort of shape. And yeah, so Mum test knit it for me. And I also gifted her the yarn. And yeah, that's what it is.
You might have to do...
Just try not to strangle you.
Thank you.
And yeah, so that is what we're wearing. This episode is going to be a bit all over the place. I didn't mention, so we've got a couple of finished objects. My mum's got a couple of projects. I've got a couple of works in progress, and I think are yours both work in progress?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So a couple of work in progress
plans.
and then we've got some plans that we want to do for 2022, yeah. And also a little bit of shop news right at the end. So yeah, I'm gonna jump in onto one of my other finished objects, which is another one I love. So hold on. Dropped one already. So this is a finished object and it is massive. So if you've followed me on Instagram, you will have seen on Christmas Day I shared a picture of my finished shawl using my Advent minis. I'm just trying to get it the right way around so it's not all upside down. And I may have mentioned that it is massive. It's just under 8 foot long. So we're going to show you this in bits because showing it all together is a bit awkward. And what I did is I used 2 skeins of undyed yarn to do the outside, and then the Advent 10-gram mini set all the way along. And this is the Advent that I created last year. And so you might have to grab some. So it is massive, and it just does all these vertical stripes. This is the small Painting Honeycombs shawl by Stephen West.
I haven't got how.
Careful, don't hurt yourself. Yeah, it's massive. I'm just gonna lift it up. Yeah, it's huge. It's like a blanket, and it is lovely.
In fact, Nanny wore it like a blanket, didn't she, on Christmas Day?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, so if you didn't hear that, it was my nan was wearing it like a blanket for Christmas Day when they were all over. And yeah, I wear it sort of 2 different ways.
Smack.
Smack, yep, sorry Bennett. Bennett's on the windowsill. Sleeping. He's not snoring yet. He was snoring a lot yesterday. So yeah, you can wear it sort of this way around. One of the other ways that I do wear it quite a bit, and I think it's brilliant because it's a massive shawl. Ugh, I don't strangle myself. Yes, and it is just so nice. I love it. I'm just going to sit here with every single one of my knitted items today, apparently. But yes, so this is the Advent. And I love it. I think it's such a great pattern. I did pick this pattern because those of you that have been following me throughout last year, I was very much into my Stephen West patterns, and I loved the honeycomb. Ever since he did the Slip Extravaganza. He did, if you haven't seen that one, he's got a bit of a honeycomb section in there, and I loved it. It was such fun. And it makes it look a lot more detailed and intricate and difficult than it actually is. It's really easy. If you can knit, you can purl, and you can slip stitches, you can make this. I promise you, you can make it. It is so easy. And yeah, it was just so nice. And I did adjust this pattern slightly. So the way the pattern is written, I'm going to take this off because I'm getting very warm.
Getting a bit pink.
Yes, anyway. So the pattern is written, I'm going to get you to hold that end up again, Mum. So you literally just work this way, increase, and then you have this massive cast off line, effectively. Obviously a little bit further along, not just that size, because that wouldn't be short.
Neckerchief.
Be short for Bennett. I think I might have found another pattern to make something. Anyway, so that's what you do. So you kind of knit from the smaller end up to the big end, and then you cast off. So, but what I did is when I got to 12 days, which is about this bit before it changed from brown to pink, I started decreasing, so then I could go back the other way, which is probably why I got a nearly 8 foot long shawl. But it's fine. This bit, decrease bit, wasn't in the pattern, so I will just explain what I did. Basically where it says increase here before you slip and stitches, you just do a decrease instead of slipping the stitches. So you can see that this side, the honeycombs on the end, are slightly bigger than they are on this side.
Is it like, you know, when you do the bigger honeycombs, because you decrease, you start at the long end?
No, the decrease is slightly different on the bigger honeycomb shawl pattern. So yeah, if you've seen that, I've made that one as well, which I love and wear quite a lot. But that's got a slightly different decrease. So I kind of just made it up as I went along, and it worked. And it meant I only had like 10 stitches to cast off right at the end, rather than 310.
It was probably 3,010.
Probably 3,010, yeah. But I love it. It's great. I just, it's so good. Yes, this is 4-ply yarn as well, by the way, on my platinum base. So yeah, lots and lots of knitting.
I've got a finished object.
Okay. Oh, I'm wearing it. I'm getting cold foot. So my mum's finished object is, and then you can talk about it. Sorry, it's been on my foot, so it looks a bit
Ropey.
Ropey, yes. Cool.
So these are the V for Valentine socks, which is a pattern by Ellie of Craft House Magic. And it's done in the Night Wisteria colourway by Shannon.
Can you tell I've got a theme? I like green a lot at the moment. Sorry.
You?
Anyway, I'm going to put that back on my foot because my foot's cold. Although, do you want to just say about the rib? You did, what was that, 2x2 twist?
2x2 twisted rib. I think it's 2x2 rib in the pattern, but I did it twisted because you
I prefer the twisted.
like the twisted rib.
Chilly foot.
And it's just ever such an easy pattern.
Did you say who the pattern was by?
Ellie Jones of Craft House Magic.
Yeah.
It's quite a short sock, and that's actually how it was written in the pattern. Yeah.
We're both sat here looking at the sock.
That's really interesting, isn't it? We're looking at your sock.
I'm not even going to edit that bit out.
Yeah, so I feel, I haven't had many finished objects lately, so the fact that that's a finished object, but it was actually finished probably August or September last year. The plan was to make Shannon a box of socks for Christmas. It didn't actually work out though.
Do you want to say why or not?
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, as Shannon mentioned, I don't know if you watched her previous podcast, at the end of October I was in a car accident, and I had quite a serious whiplash injury, and a fracture to one of my cervical vertebrae, which basically meant that I couldn't move my hands, shoulders, neck at all. I am getting better. I am more mobile. I'm not in as much pain as I was, but I still have problems with my left arm. So I haven't actually done any knitting really since the accident. I've done the odd round here and there, but it's just, it's one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah.
But thank you for everybody who commented and sent messages to me on Instagram, wishing me a speedy recovery and things like that. It's really appreciated. Thank you.
Cool. Did you want to talk about one of your other projects as well? So this is one of my mum's works in progress.
So again, I feel a bit bad showing it to you because I haven't actually worked on it since before the accident.
But I really love the colours.
So
they are amazing.
It's a sock. It's a self-striping sock, and this is.
Do you talk about the bag?
Comes
in this project bag.
That isn't actually one of mine.
Nope.
It's by So Beautiful by Nicola.
Nice little sock size.
Yeah.
Love a bucket. Anyway.
And this is. I can't do that now. Yeah, this is the yarn.
We'll go that way. You can see more of the colours that way.
So it's a self-striping, one-of-kind yarn called Oak Tree. It's 80% superwash merino and 20% nylon. And it's from Mud Punch, who is an American.
So you get 110 grams, which is 385 yards.
Yeah. And I was lucky enough, she was doing I follow her on Instagram, and she does quite a lot of, she puts sort of like different colourways up. She doesn't always make the colourways, but she puts a different colour stripes every day. And I was commenting on it, and she was doing a cal, and I was commenting on it, and she said, well, do you like a skein? So she sent it to me, which I thought was absolutely lovely of her.
Very nice.
And this is what I can't hold it up.
It's alright, I can hold it.
And this is what it looks like.
So what pattern are you using?
So it's basically, I'm going to do an afterthought heel. And it's basically a 64 stitch pattern. And I'm slipping where the colour changes every 4th stitch.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Have you got a plan for who they're going to?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
If you don't ask, you don't get, right?
Maybe, yeah. So I'm almost coming up to the toe because I don't like really long socks. And what I tend to do is when I first start knitting a sock, I actually, so that bit there, I actually knit backwards and forwards for about 2 or 3 rounds before I join in the round, because I actually think it looks neater when I actually join it.
Oh, excuse me.
So, and then I'll sew that last little bit up at the end.
And that just sews together,
Yeah.
as you can sort of see there, it closes. Just so you can see what I'm showing.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I do with mine, just because it looks a little bit neater. Or I feel it looks a bit neater.
Yeah,
Otherwise you get a kind of like a big sort of gappy stitch.
Yeah. It's kind of like my Shorty Socks, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where you cast on and then you knit back and then you join in
Yeah.
around. Whereas you do a couple
Yeah.
rows. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to leave that to you.
Yeah.
Tangle it up.
Yeah, so
They're really soft, aren't they?
yeah. I can't actually knit on these at all at the moment because the needles, they're a 2.25mm needle and they're a little bit too small at the moment. I've been able to do a couple of rounds on bigger needles.
You don't use magic loop, do you?
No. I tend to pull the wrong needle out and
Yeah, I know, I've done that.
pull everything off the stitches. So I was always taught to use DPNs. And
Team DPN. Write
they
down below,
work.
are you Team DPN or Team Magic Loop or Team any other method? Be interesting to see.
9-inch circulars.
Circulars.
Yeah, so that's a work in progress.
Cool. So I'm going to just share my finished object, last one, while you wrap that one up. So I'm pretty sure I showed you last time these ones, at least one of them, but I now have a pair. Woo! So these are, again, I'm just using my pattern, which is kind of my formula for making socks. So it's the Shorty Sock pattern, or my Shorty Socks, which you can find on my Ravelry and on my website. And yeah, as you can see, it's just a trainer sock. You've just got, all I've done here is just 1x1 twisted rib. And in the same way, I don't even think I can find it now. Yeah, in the same way where Mum knits the rows, I've done the same.
I didn't realise you did the same.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. But yeah, so you can see that once it's all sort of joined together, you've got no discernible gap as such. And the yarn that I've used for this is my Camel's yarn, so the lovely Hannah. These are some of her very early colours, and I don't think she does them anymore, but she does have some lovely colours on her website, doesn't she? So this one down here was called Tutu. This one is Shoreline, I think. And then this one here, yep, Shoreline, and this one here is Sea Swell. And I just faded them down. I just had 3 20-gram mini skeins from her a while ago. I think I bought them like early 2020. Yeah, I think I bought them early 2020. I just saw the colours and knew I had to have them. I loved them so much. But I didn't buy the 100-gram skeins because I didn't know what I was going to use them for. And yeah, just got a pair of Shorty Socks. And I'm going to talk a bit of a plan. So I've actually got a plan to knit socks throughout 2022 and then not use them until, I can't decide whether I'll use them beginning of December this year or whether I will wait until January and then start wearing them. But hopefully by then I'll have a whole box of unused socks which were hand knitted, and I just think that'd be really nice. Just loads of socks, fresh socks. I love socks. So I've got another whip that I'm going to show you. And it is in this gorgeous project bag that is made by the Fibre Fox's mum. I don't know her name, but Georgie is the Fibre Fox. And I was very lucky to be getting this from Tom as a Christmas present, because I may or may not have sent the link to him.
She did.
Don't know what you're talking about. She doesn't know. Anyway, so yes, obviously I have a bit of an obsession of penguins. I love them. I think they're very, very cute. And anyway, so this is the project bag. It's quite a large one. And then I am making, so actually, I know it's completely unplanned that you were going to join me today, but it's very good because I don't know who the yarn's by, and it's all in knots. Brilliant. So we'll try not to knot it anymore. So the yarn is by, is it Stuart Yarns?
No.
Okay then. I would have got that completely wrong.
Lilu, I think. It's a really old. I don't think she dyes anymore. And I think it's called Uncharted Territory, I think.
Yeah. It's gorgeous. Basically, Mum and I quite often swap yarn. And then we might even swap it back, which we have done. We've swapped yarn and then we've swapped it back for something else. Why not? So this has been in your stash for quite some time, hasn't it?
Oh God, probably about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah. And I had my eye on it from a while ago, and then you wanted some yarn dyed for some, I can't even remember what for now.
It was for my Timely, which I'm not making now.
You've ripped back, yeah. So I dyed up the yarn and you gave me that as payment, because I had my eye on it for quite a while, and I have started. I didn't bring the pattern up, so if I can figure out how to do it again, because I know I managed to do it last time, I will pop a picture on the screen.
Over me.
So, well, possibly over Mum. Yes, and here it is being knit up. So this is the Rosewater Tea by Alana Pink.
The Black Cat Knit Company.
Yeah, and it is working out quite well, I think. I love the fact that it looks almost animal.
Tigery.
Yeah, a bit tiger, brown tiger, but tigery, stripy animal. I don't know, that's the back of it. So you don't do any sort of provisional cast on or anything. You just cast on and then you knit back and forth for the back shaping. And yeah, that's basically it. So it's just, hopefully you'll have seen the picture by now, but it's just sort of a round.
It's a V-neck.
Is it a V-neck? Oh, it looks round on the picture. Vote on that as well. Is it V-neck or is it round?
It's meant to be the V-neck.
Okay. It looks a bit V-necky here as well on my one. But anyway, V-neck, short sleeve,
Yep.
T-shirt. I only had about 300 grams of yarn, so it made sense to do a T-shirt out of it rather than a jumper. And yeah, so you'll go back and do the ribbing all the way around the neck. But I can't decide if I'm going to dye up another brown that will go maybe with the darker brown here, just so I can do all the ribbing all the way around it, or whether I'm going to do it in the same colour as the rest of the top. What do you think? Way back when I let my mum, in fact I think you showed it on the last podcast that you were on. Yeah, so Mum showed the Rosewater Tea, and she used my yarn, and I think we were having the same argument. I say she used my yarn, but she dyed it up when I went away. I left all the dyes out for her and some instructions on how to do it and things like that, and came back to these gorgeous skeins of yarn. But did she write down how she did it? No. Have I been able to get it again? No. So she's got a completely unique Rosewater Tea, which, yeah, anyway, so yeah, that's my other whip that I am working on. Do you want to do your other one?
Yep, again, I haven't been working on this one since before the accident. I'm not going to show you the project bag because it was because it hasn't got things in it. So basically, it was a template. When I first started making them, I decided that I was trying to look at sizes and seeing if I could make them and seeing if my sewing was neat enough. So I can't lift it.
I like this bag. I think it's very sweet. So do you want to say you had panels, didn't you?
Yeah, so basically, a lady that I work with, she actually gave me some fabric and it had panels with all these different types of owls on them.
Yeah. I think that one might be my favourite owl. Okay.
And so when I was making it, because it was like in a square, it was easy for me to cut it out, and yeah, so that's what I was doing. And it's just got a plain sort of minky colour lining
and a thread.
Yeah, I said it was a
it's a prototype. It's not all been sewn in.
And it hasn't got any wadding or anything in it. So basically it's like a furnishing fabric, so it's quite thick anyway. So while I was just playing around really.
I still like it.
Yeah, but I haven't put ties in it or anything like that. So when the Stephen West
Shawlography,
that's the one, the maker,
the latest one, yeah.
I'd already picked out some colours for doing that shawl in Shannon's yak base because I wanted a really jewel toned shawl, and I'd taken part in the one before, so I'd done the slip extravaganza. But when the shawlography came out, I wasn't really feeling it, to be honest. And the colours that I'd picked, which were beautiful jewel tones, I didn't think it would have showcased.
No, I don't think it would have.
So I kind of decided that I wasn't going to do it. But I looked back, I've got loads of his patterns anyway, and I looked back and I thought, well, I'm going to do one of the ones that I really wanted to do from a previous mystery knit along. So I think this was the one for...
Don't ask me, I don't know what years. I
maybe 2014. It was quite a while ago, and it's the Exploration Station.
Do I need to hold it up?
Yeah, you do. So basically, I used some yarn. I had
go through the yarn first.
So I had some yarn from Ellie at Craft House Magic, and I actually had 5 skeins, but you only used 4 of them in here. So,
do you remember the names? Isn't that Isla Bonita?
Possibly. I can't.
We will get the names and we'll put them in the show notes below.
I know that one is Mr. Blue Skies. I think it's that one, but I'm not sure. So basically, those are the colours.
Oh, they're beautiful. Denim-y blues.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I love blues anyway, so. And I'm actually on the last little bit when I had the accident, and I've not knitted on it since.
So you can't see all of it very, very detailed just because of the needle and the cable, but this is sort of, oh my gosh, I love that. You got some brioche in there? You didn't do brioche before, did you?
No, it's the first time I've done brioche on a project. I've actually played about with sort of making squares with it, but I've never actually used it in a project.
Oh, I love that.
So you've got your short row wedges and eyelets.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got your brioche. Then you've got some slip stitches.
Yeah.
And then you've got some stripes.
Garter stripes.
And then the last little bit is actually lace.
Let's make sure you don't lose any stitches, because I'm sure, well, I would be very upset and cry.
So yeah, so these are sort of whips that I want to get back to, but I guess I'm not going to push myself because I think it'll be a bit silly really to try and push myself. I also think that if I was to continue, I don't think my gauge would be the same at the moment.
No.
And so I'm just doing a few bits here and there. And that's it really.
Yeah. Cool. I've got one more whip to show you, which is also going to show off some new colours as well. So, again, if you've been watching previous podcasts, you'll know what is in this bag. So this is a project bag that is made by my mum, and look at that pattern matching. I'm pretty sure I say that every time.
It's not so much on the other side.
Not on the other side, but it is on this side. But yeah, little sock sized project bag, and there are a few of these sized bags in the shop at the moment. And I am making, I just want to make sure I don't lose my crochet hook. So it's crochet now. I am making, this is my own pattern, which is the Cozy Comfort Blanket pattern. And these bits you've seen before. And then also at the bottom, I've added on February's palette set. So everyone who's already pre-ordered the February palette set was shipped yesterday. So by the time this goes up tomorrow morning, you should have, those who've ordered it should have received it, because everything I ship goes first class. And these are February's palette set. So I'm going to pop in a picture at the moment so you can see what the inspiration was. And it was this gorgeous little bunny in a frosty sand dune.
I thought it was a field.
No, it was sand dunes. Yeah, with quite muted tones and things like that throughout that. And this one was so much fun to dye up. I really enjoyed it. So just going to go through all of them really quickly. So this is the sample palette set, and I've only got one more left on the website for that. This is the January, I forgot what order the months go in then. This is the January palette set, which was taken from an image of beautiful snowy fields and a dark shadowy tree on there as well. And this is the February set. So as you can see, it fades from the pale, can't hold this very well, hold on. Ugh, there we go. Yep, so fades from the pale green through to a darker green, and you've got a purpley grey here, which fades into a bit of a yellowy pink. And yeah, so that is the February palette set. You might be thinking, February? It's only January, right at the beginning of January. So the idea for the palette sets is that they are dyed up in plenty and shipped in plenty of time ahead of the beginning of the month, so you can actually work on them in the month that they relate to. Because that is something that I actually get real joy out of when I join yarn clubs and things like that. So yeah, I'm loving how it's turning out so far.
I keep saying every month, oh that's lovely, and then January, oh I think that's my favourite, and February's come out, oh I think that's my favourite.
Yeah, and I've got like a wall that is literally just covered in mini skeins, and I've got like because I'm only using 10-gram sets for my blanket at the moment, because I'm creating a bit of a wall with all of the sets, and you can see it fade along, can't you?
Yeah.
And it is just so lovely seeing it all fade. I hope to do something else with the other 10-gram sets, but I don't know what yet. Probably another blanket, but
it's very distracting.
It is, but it's lovely, all that wall of colour. If I can, I'll pop a picture in as well, just so you guys can enjoy it as well. And there's some advent-y colours on there. There's some general everyday colours that I do. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, so that is the last project that we're working on, or I'm working on. Yeah, that's everything. So yeah, just on to some plans for 2022. I think I mentioned on my last episode that my plan, or my goal for 2022, is to learn colour work, and by the end of the year knit at least one colourwork jumper. And I will probably start with like a cowl or something. Yeah, but the goal is to knit one of the colourwork yoke jumpers by the end of 2022. But we shall see. Have you got any goals?
Well, my plans are hopefully to start knitting again soon. I'd been talking to Shannon about the possibility of, I had lots of plans going in sort of like at the tail end of last year, and I was going to start recording a podcast or a video diary or something, probably at the end of each month, to tell you sort of like it'll be what I've made, what I'm working on, and what my plans are for the next month. And I really looked last year at what I was making and why I was making it. And I discovered that I was making a lot of things that I gave away to charity because I
You weren't wearing them.
and
you wouldn't. They were either in the colours or the fit or anything like that.
Yeah, it was things like that. And so my plan was to basically look at sweater construction and see which was the best,
in my opinion,
fit for me. So I have found a designer that has got a set-in sleeve
pattern,
a contiguous sleeve pattern. So basically it's like you do a raglan, but it looks like set-in sleeve, so you don't actually do the big,
so it goes along there, doesn't it?
So
rather than
your increases go along a central point, and then when it gets to about here, then you start increasing, so to get your sleeves on. Mm-hmm. So it's like a combination of raglan and set-in sleeves and a yoke.
Which this is the yoke.
So she's got DK patterns in all of those different designs. So my goal was I was going to make one of each, and obviously because it's the same designer, the same sizes in each pattern, and then I could sort of try them on and see which one suited me. And I was going to use things like maybe more budget friendly commercial yarn, so like Drops Merino and things like that. I think they do an extra fine merino, which is a DK weight. Now interestingly enough, she doesn't do a raglan sleeve pattern, and I find that raglan sleeves don't suit me.
Yeah, didn't you say that you did some research and found that she didn't do raglan sleeve
because
increases?
She's got a big bust, and so it didn't actually suit her. So she doesn't actually design raglan sleeve ones, and so I've got the cozy classic raglan, so I will probably make one of those just so I can have a full sort of set of the 4 different sleeve types, and see which one suits me the best. And then once I've discovered what suits me the best, I can then concentrate on making those patterns rather than just continuously making patterns that I just think, oh, I don't like, and I'll give it away. So that's what my plans were. And obviously I was going to update my progress on a video journal each month. But I'm guessing...
I think it's a good way, because it's like you learn about different construction, you learn about what works for you personally.
Yeah.
Because didn't you say, so for example, you said you were going to use budget friendly yarn. Are you going to use like the same yarn for every first one, so then it's all as consistent as possible?
So basically they're all DK weight patterns, so I'm going to use the Drops Extra Fine Merino for each particular jumper.
For the first ones?
just see, so, and then I can see what suits me, and then I can then pick out jumpers and use more sort of luxurious yarn and my special. I've got sweater quantities of DK weight yarn, but I don't want to use them because I don't want to
waste them, do you?
And being the size that I am, I use quite a lot, so it's quite an investment. So I'd much rather see what suits me before I use the nice yarn.
Yeah, makes sense.
Not that the Drops Extra Fine Merino isn't nice yarn. It is actually lovely yarn.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's readily available in a wide range of colours as well, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. And is affordable.
Yeah. So I'm going to. I might use. I don't know whether I need to do them all in the same colour. I think that might be a bit boring in knitting it after a while.
I think you'd get very bored of that. I would.
But maybe the same tones, just because obviously colour also has an effect on the way a garment looks as well. Mm-hmm. So those were my plans. I guess my plans will be nice to record the progress of getting back into knitting. And
so are you hoping to set up a channel? When are you going to do that and things like that?
I'm going to have to get Shannon to help me set up my channel, and it will probably be Miss Mandy Lou or Miss Mandy Lou Knits or something like that. And hopefully the first one will be, I don't know, I might do one
end of January by any chance?
Probably end of January, and it will be a sort of intro setting up what my intentions are and what I've actually managed to make, because I'm feeling optimistic that I am going to be able to make something, even if it's just a hat.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be brilliant.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah. So when she last recorded with me, she said that she had a lot of fun, and I've been trying to convince her to do one herself, because it is a lot of fun. And I really enjoy talking with you all every couple of weeks, hopefully. It's all in my diary for this year, so hopefully it's every couple of weeks. And yeah, so hopefully you'll pop over, and if I can, I'll link her page, even if it doesn't happen straight away. It will be down in the show notes at some point. So a couple of people have mentioned where are the show notes. Oh my gosh. Show notes. They are, if you just look below this video, you'll have like a little drop down arrow. If you click on that, that'll bring up all of the show notes for you. So I've got some shop news update information that I would like to share. If you don't want to stay for this, don't feel like you have to. Thank you very much for joining us all the way through this anyway. It's been lovely catching up with you. I hope you've all had a great new year, and don't forget to subscribe so you can find out when my next episode is up. So shop update, the first shop update for 2022 is Thursday the 13th of January at 7 p.m. And that is UK time, GMT. And yes, so I'm going to insert a couple of pictures as I talk. We've got quite a few new colourways. So to start with, we've got the greys. The colourways, we've now got them out. I've got some of them out. I haven't got all of them out because some of them are away. So we've got Cookies and Cream, which is returning to the shop. It's just this gorgeous, you've got a slight silvery base. And then you've got lots of various speckles that go all the way through that. Then we've also got, this one is a new yarn to the shop. This is called Moody Skies, and it's sort of inspired. We've had basically the weather around in Norfolk every morning so far this week has been moody. The skies have been this sort of colour. You've got the few pops where you've got either clouds or just sky shining through, and then it's just full of dark clouds. It doesn't always rain, or it hasn't so far this week, but it has a bit. And yeah, so this is inspired by basically the winter moody mornings. So we've got Moody Skies. And we've got a darker grey, which I have put somewhere, and I cannot remember where I put it. It's probably in one of these. You can see there's a load of stacked boxes behind me here, probably in one of them. So we've got shade coming as well. We've got lots of other colours. So we've got, this one is called Shore, so we've got corals, and it is just a beautiful delicate colour. So you've got it's got a bit of a yellowy tone. You've got these gorgeous bits of like a peachy coral, and then you've got lots of speckles all the way through it as well. And then that one will fade into Seashell, which is similar, but it's slightly darker. So the colour does come through a little bit more. Hopefully you can see it. There you go, you've got a bit more there. Yep, so then you've got Seashell. Then we have got we've also got 3 tonals of the corals that are coming to the shop as well. So we've got this one, which is a soft coral red. It is called Starfish. We've also got Salmon, which is just here as well. And then also we've got Coral Bay, which is coming out a little bit more paler on the screen. Hopefully the colour will sort itself out. Nope. Okay. It's slightly brighter than what it's coming out on the screen. Put a picture up as well, but these all, hang on. There we go. This should be sort of the same sort of way as the picture, where they all work together and make quite a nice fade together.
You had your hand over those two.
Yeah, I know. I can't do it. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's kind of coming out a little bit more true to colour there, for all of those. So yes, a lovely little 5 skein fade just there, and they're all coming to the shop. You will also be able to... Is that your phone? Okay, we can hear whistling. That's my mum's phone. I'm sorry if you can hear that. It's downstairs. Yes, you will also be able to buy ready to ship February palette clubs. There is a few going into the shop, and a few people have already asked me if I am redoing a January run of the colours. I will be, but not until about mid-March. I'm just carrying on with the palette clubs at the moment. I've got lots going on. I'm going to be taking part in various shows throughout 2022, which I am super excited about. I can't tell you all of the information, but there are a few. I've got a couple of virtual ones in February. And yes, I'm just looking at the calendar at the moment. I've got quite a few going on, and there's new collaborations and things like that. So watch out for those. I think that is probably everything. This is probably going to be the longest episode ever. But that is totally fine. And we'll see how it goes. Have you got
I was just going to say that I was just hoping to get some bags into the shop for February.
Okay, so that would be nice. Some new bags to go in with February. And we'll see how that goes. Alright then, take care. Bye.
Bye.